Hello and welcome to Rando Rob. Each week on Rando Rob, I'll be showing and discussing one item from my large collection of collections. New shows appear every Monday, and throughout the week, I'll be adding older episodes of Rando Rob that were previously only available to my Patreon subscribers. You can watch episodes of Rando Rob on YouTube at youtube.com/Rob O'Hara. Just look for the Rando Rob playlist. Audio versions of the show are available on my website at podcast.robohara.com or through iTunes. Just search for Rando Rob. Thanks for watching or listening, and I hope you enjoy this vintage episode of Rando Rob. Let's get on to this week's topic there, and you can see right there next to me as I look like this, even though there's no picture there for me really, but that's a toy robot, and what that represents is that I love toy robots. I don't have as many as I would like. I probably have 6 or 7 different toy robots. I'd like to get more. I think my affinity for toy robots probably started, as a kid I grew up with Star Wars, right? So everybody wanted their own little R2-D2, and I had the little remote control R2-D2 as a kid. My friend had the 2XLR. I believe that was the little robot that used an 8-track tape that would talk to you and do things like that. So anything like that sat on a shelf that looks like a robot, that lights up, that does stuff, man, I'm just a sucker for. I love anything like that. And so about, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago, my wife and I went to an outdoor flea market. It's called Mary's Flea Market in Oklahoma City. And it's on a, I'm trying to think here. It's definitely bigger than an acre. I don't know. Maybe it's 5 acres, something like, I don't know. It's a big area, and it's all dirt. And people show up on Saturday. It is like a old school flea, like outdoor flea market. Like people show up in their pickup trucks and their trailers, and they form these big lines. And when you walk in, like it's the only flea market I think I've ever been to that has animals for sale. Like they have, there was somebody that had a couple of goats. There's lots of chickens and roosters that are for sale. There was somebody there with bunnies for sale. So there's always like animals and stuff, which is a little weird. It's very, this is not the flea market where you're going to go to get high-end antiques or high-end furniture to refurbish, like you see on the Flea Market Flip. I love that show. This is not that kind of flea market. This is like where you're going to go to get dirty old tools, bootleg DVDs, just weird stuff like that, but there's always people out there. There's always a couple of dealers that have video games, and some of them are like super cheap and some are super expensive. Dreamcast games for $10-$20, stuff like that. Like you're just like, just forget it, but there's always like some people that have like weird like garage sale action figures and stuff like that, and we did, the thing is that it's completely outdoors, and we wore our masks. And it's big enough to where you if somebody does come and get in your space, we could just get out of it, so we felt pretty safe, being in an outdoor shopping thing like that. Like we weren't, close to anybody, at any given time really. So we felt pretty good about that. I haven't been going to garage sales for the most part. I haven't been going to, we've had a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, like going thrifting, I just haven't been doing it, and a lot of those places are still closed. So this was, an outdoor kind of thing. So we felt pretty okay about it. Anyway, I'm walking around, and so this is a funny story. We get there, and I told my wife when we left the house, we had gone to go do a couple things, and I had forgotten my wallet. So I said, I don't have my wallet. She said, that's fine. So we went to a store. We went somewhere else. We went through a drive-thru to get some lunch. And then we ended up on the side of town where Mary's Flea Market is. So we go to Mary's Flea Market. We go in, and my wife says, I hope you have some cash because I don't have any money. And I said, I told you I don't have my wallet. And she was like, oh, well, and then I was like, I kind of lost my cool. I kind of got upset. I shouldn't have, but I was like, well, why did we even drive over here? Like, why are we doing this? You know, I don't have any fun walking around a flea market and with no money in my pocket, you know? And so she dug around and we ended up coming up with $5. So she says, well, we could spend up to $5. And so we kind of walked around, you know, and we looked at different stuff and there was stuff there, but I was like, I was just trying to, you know, I knew I could really only buy like, you know, something really small, you know. And as we were getting, you know, we're kind of like on the last, and we only went to like a fourth of what was out there. You know, we were out there for probably 30, 45 minutes and we only saw a fourth of the stuff. But we were kind of heading back towards the exit and there was this table that had all these different kinds of toys and kid stuff or whatever. And right as we're walking by, I see this little plastic robot. And I walk over and I go, hey, how much is that robot? And the guy goes, $5. And I was like, give the man the $5. So this is the robot that I bought. Now it says Cady, C-A-D-Y, Cady. I got to put my glasses on here. Cady Wile, W-I-L-E. When I saw that, I'm going to show you where it's at right there, Cady Wile. I thought that this belonged to some kid like that. I mean, if you look at the sticker, it doesn't look very, like, it's not really that straight, you know. I thought maybe somebody had put that on there like, hey, this belongs to, like my mom used to do with my lunchbox, you know, Robbie O'Hara, you know. I thought this is them. But this guy's name is actually Cady Wile. And so, you know, I was looking at it and I thought, oh, that's kind of funny. I'll put that on the shelf because I got a few other robots and I'll put it on the shelf like that, you know. And so we give the guy the $5. And as I'm walking off, he goes, hey, the power switch is on the side to turn it on. Okay. So I'm going to turn this on just so you can hear this for just a second. Now I have to find the switch.
Hello, my name is Robot Cady Wile. I'm your personal financial advisor. You will find me helpful and talented because I can not only sing and dance well, but I also tell stories and play music. I'm willing to offer almost everything you expect and beyond, such as perform amongst your beat, send gifts, or run errands if you need. You like me. I'm going to show you a dance performance first. Join me and dance with me. Music!
All right, there's a lot to talk about here. First of all, it's not a toy robot. It is a financial advisor. Now, I know people that run small businesses that pay a lot of money for a financial advisor. I got one for $5. Now, I don't have the instructions. Obviously, I didn't have the instructions in the car. But when I turned it on and it said that, as we were walking out of the flea market, you know, like I saw this guy, he was sitting there, he had his hat down over his eye, like he was kind of sleeping. And I walked by and I go, you should invest in future stocks and bonds. And my wife looks at me. I was like, it wasn't me. It was the financial advisor. He was giving random financial advice. Could you believe it? So I wasn't sure why that Cady Wile referred to himself or herself here as I assume it was a boy, young boy's voice, as a financial advisor. But when I got home and looked online, I found out why. If you look at the very top of Cady Wile's head, you will see that it is a coin bank. And so there is a, let me see if there's a easy, oh yeah, it's a little tab right here. It kind of turns to the side. And once it does, Cady Wile's, back of Cady Wile's head comes out, and you can see it as a little tray to catch your coins. And so that just goes in the back of old Cady's head there. Sorry, Cady, took your head apart. But then he says, I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't want to think that he overpromises, you know. I think you should always underpromise and overdeliver. But he says he will give you all your wildest dreams and make everything come true. I was like, oh, what a good deal for $5. That's pretty amazing. And then he says, how about I just perform a dance for you? And so if you have Cady Wile sitting on the ground, and the reason why I held it up like that, as you can hear, is that there are little wheels and motors on the bottom of old Cady Wile. And he starts to move forward and backward. He kind of dances. He spins around as Jingle Bells plays. So I can only assume that this must have been a Christmas time type gift that parents bought. You know what I'm going to do here? This is impromptu, spur of the moment here. Let me pull up a web browser. Let's go to the camera, folks. Let's go pull this up. Let's go here to Amazon.com. Cady Wile. And look at that. Here's the Cady Wile robot, the smart robot. $50. Can you believe it? And here's mine. Remote is $62. I mean, did I get a deal or what? And then if you pull these up and you look at it, they all have one thing in common. And that is this part of the picture, which shows the remote control, which is what controls all the wonderful things that Cady Wile can do. And it turns out if you buy Cady Wile for $5 at a flea market, you do not get the amazing remote control. And I mean, I want to look at this. I mean, Cady Wile will deliver presents to your children. I mean, this is some cool stuff. I mean, wow, there's like 3. I mean, that's a spoiled kind of kid. I mean, there's all different kinds of things. Cady Wile, and that's pretty amazing. But yeah, so if you go through and you read the instructions and stuff, it basically says, you know, does all these amazing things as long as you have this remote control. Let's look at this for a second. Record monster beats. Financial story. I don't know what that's about. Songs and dances, modular battery, and intelligent programming. I mean, what do you need to make all that happen? Turns out you need the remote. So, I mean, on the good side, a financial advisor, that's pretty amazing. The bad side is once he's done doing his little dance to Jingle Bells, he starts kind of whimpering and he says, how come you won't play with me? Please pick up the remote. I want you to be my friend. And he just keeps doing it like you're a bad parent, you know, until you eventually turn off old Cady Wile. And that's kind of the end of it. So I could not find just the remote to Cady Wile for sale. It turns out you have to buy the whole thing. So I'm a little disappointed that I don't have the full functionality, but I do have a coin bank that lights up and plays Jingle Bells and does a small dance. So if I need a place to store approximately $2.50 worth of change, I've got one in the form of Cady Wile. I do like that he has kind of these almost like, what is it, like Mercury's wings? Like Mercury had the little wing shoes or whatever from being a fast runner. He has kind of the Mercury things on his head here, like he's super fast. His arms are posable, and so I thought maybe I could get him to like hold a remote control or something on my desk. You know, I always try to make things that are, make them a little functional, or maybe I just stick them on a shelf with some of his other robot brethren. So, I didn't even think about this, but during the power outage, Cady Wile has a battery. So if I had needed any financial advice, well, how can I pay for this generator, Cady Wile? Well, let me show you all the change in my head. I guess I could have consulted with old Cady Wile. So anyway, thank you guys for your support as always, and I look forward to finishing Sprite Castle and You Don't Know Flack this week. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.